All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another WNBA video. It feels so good to say that. The season is going to start Friday night, May 16th. That is opening night. There are not a lot of good games that night, but opening day, May 17th, have some heat. Some really, really good games. We're going to talk about both days. Obviously, give a little more time to Saturday, May 17th, where the real primetime games are on the primetime networks. But of course, we have to do every team justice and talk about May 16th. You have some rookies making their WNBA debut. You have some new faces in some new places and all that good stuff. So if you like what I say, like the video. If you have your own opinion, comment them down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. Let's jump right into it. I have to be very clear here. I tried to record this before, and I realized I was muted about maybe like 5 or 8 minutes in. So if I sound like I'm trying to get through this stuff a little quickly, it's because I've already talked about it before. you guys just will never hear that. Um, but also at the top, I just want to say I have about 8 or 9 years of WNBA watching experience. I was watching the WNBA before it was cool, before all the fans came in. So I have a different sort of perspective on the whole league as a majority and all that stuff. But it's a new season, it's a new dawn, and let's jump right into it. The first game of Friday, May 16th of the season, the Atlanta Dream at the Washington Mystics. I've said a lot of uh, different things about the Atlanta Dream. I think the Atlanta Dream, of every source I've seen, they rate them a little bit higher than I would rate them. I don't think they're that good of a team. I don't think they're that well constructed, and I just don't think they're where people think they're going to end up. Personally, um, the Mystics. I I'm very curious about the Mystics. I think they could go places. I also think this is sort of just like a feel it out year, a rebuilding year. Obviously, you had the shocking news that their draft pick this year, um, Georgia Amore, is out with an ACL injury. Terrible news for them. She was going to be big, a big part of what they were going to try to do this season, try to really dive fully into this rebuild after um, what's her name? Elena Deladon retired officially this past summer or this past fall, like fall, springtime. So they're sort of left with a bare bones team at the moment, and to go against this Atlanta Dream team, not the Dream Team, Atlanta Dream Team, um, when they have a really good front court and the the Washington Mystics don't have a great front court. They have obviously Stephanie Dolson, WNBA champion Stephanie Dolson. They have Aaliyah Edwards. They have a couple good forwards and centers, but they're really small. Um, I'm going to give the edge in the first game of the WNBA season to the Atlanta Dream. I think they can start off good. Um, Everything I said about them still holds true. If you want to hear my full thoughts about the Atlanta Dream, I'll put a card in the top right corner. Just click it. Check out the video. I did a whole off-season recap, some predictions for awards. Check it out. It's worth checking out. Next game, the 7:30. Damn, both these games start at 7:30. Okay. Um, the Minnesota Lynx. I guess are they the Western? I don't even know how to phrase that. They went to the WNBA finals. They lost, but they got there. Um, they are going to Dallas to play Paige Beckers, Arike, and the Dallas Wings. I think this could go one or two ways. I think either Dallas can come out and really show what they're made of. From what I've seen in some clips and from what I've heard from some WNBA contemporaries who talk about the WNBA as well, the offense hasn't looked the best. It seems a little flat, seems a little boring. Um, 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 I said this is going to be a feeling out process, not only for the number one pick Paige Beckers, but for everybody on the team. It's going to take some time for it can't be because sometimes the situation evolves into when you have two really good guards, um, Enrique and Paige, your turn, my turn sort of basketball. It needs to be an ebb and flow. It needs to be a give and go, you know? Take a little, give a lot. Give a little, take a lot. You know, there are going to be times where all those things are true. But it wouldn't surprise me if they came out, obviously opening night in their own arena, um, and just really put the pedal to the metal. I think the energy in that arena is going to be crazy for the Wings. They might come out and do the impossible and beat a team that went to the WNBA finals. Although I don't think that's going to happen. I think the more likely scenario is that the Minnesota Lynx, who have kept the majority of their WNBA finals core, come out and put the beat down on this young team. They've kept the people that matter. They kept Nafisa Collier, um, Kayla McBride. Let's see here, Courtney Williams. So I think I don't think they miss a step. Looking at I could just look at their schedule, their preseason schedule. Um, they split they played Chicago twice, and they split them. They won one, they lost one. It doesn't look like Collier played in the second game. If I could just look at it real quick, it's not worth it. Nevertheless, give me Minnesota on the second game of opening night. And then we move on to the Los Angeles Sparks going up to Golden State to open up the inaugural season for the Golden State Valkyries. From what I've heard and from what I've seen, the Valkyries are looking really good. And I might have to amend my statements about them earlier, saying they might be the worst team in the WNBA this season. It doesn't surprise me that they're good. It just surprised me they're this good that quickly. Not saying they're going to win anything or do anything, but it's good to be right on a roll as soon as the season starts. Give your fans something to celebrate. You're gonna have a huge fan base in Golden State. They're gonna be playing in the Chase Center, one of the best arenas in the NBA, and definitely one of the best arenas in the WNBA already. So uh, I like their team. I just don't know if I like the longevity of their team. And with that being said, I am gonna have to give the edge to the Sparks. Um, it's gonna be Kelsey Plum's first game as a Spark. I'm a huge Kelsey Plum fan. She's one of the reasons why I started watching the WNBA. Great scorer, a questionable defender at times, and I think if this Sparks team can hold out till Cam Brink gets back, Cam Brink was the Sparks draft pick last year, and they can keep the ship afloat. She's projected to be back sometime in June. I'm going to project late June, worst case mid July. So if they can keep their head above water and really just keep the head above water. I'm gonna keep saying it. But in this game, it's gonna be tough for them because Cam Brink is their best defender by a mile, I think. Obviously, Darica Hamby gets some credit there, but she's not. She comes and goes as a defender. There's some flaws, obviously, when nobody else on this team is above. I guess they got a 6'5". I think they waived her though. Yeah, they might have waived that person. I don't think she's on the team anymore. There really isn't anybody above 6'5". Mercedes Russell is here. She's not somebody I'm worried about too much. If I'm the Golden State Valkyries, the Golden State Valkyries are running early. They're moving the ball. They're pushing the pace. They might be able to sneak this one away from the Sparks, but I'm gonna give it to the Sparks right off the rip. All right, moving on to opening day, the day everybody is going to be watching. I don't know if everybody's going to be watching Friday because the NBA has some games, and yeah, that's so weird to me. I when the schedule came out, I was like, why not just say fuck it and start on Saturday? Why are you starting on a Friday night? You know, just whatever. Who cares, right? I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird that you're gonna start some games on Friday and have none of the games on prime time, but then Saturday, like the actual day, you're gonna have a bunch of primetime games. It's just crazy to me. Anyways, the first real game I'll say for the WNBA season, opening up the season, um, the Las Vegas Aces versus the New York Liberty. Full clarity, I am a Las Vegas Aces fan, so it's gonna be a little bit of bias. It's gonna be a little bit biased. Um, Both these teams have made slight adjustments to their roster, the smallest adjustments. They've kept relatively the same core around for the last couple years. Obviously, the New York Liberty to great success winning last year, um, but also the Las Vegas Aces to great success as well, winning two championships, I believe, at this point. So, really good stuff for both teams. This is going to be a great game. They played each other not this past season in the finals, but the season before that, and then the Las Vegas Aces won that series. If I go look at the rosters here, yes, so the the New York Liberty added their big acquisition, which was Natasha Cloud. They did have some people leave via free agency from this championship core. I don't like necessarily how they built this roster. They're gonna rely on a lot of people who are unproven. Um, they did drop a game against I wouldn't say a bad Connecticut Suns team, but just a weird Connecticut Suns team. I know it's preseason, um, but man, if you're the if you're the champs, everybody's gonna take a chance to go at you. It's harder to be the reigning champs and stay afloat because everybody's gonna want to beat you because you are their only nationally televised game, their only big time game. You're coming to town. We want to beat you. They're gonna be at your heads. And I quite frankly don't think this team is is ready for that. Watching Brianna Stewart in Unrivaled, the summer I won't say summer league, but the summer um festivities. I'll say summer league. Yeah, the summer league for the WNBA Unrivaled. I didn't like what I saw of Brianna Stewart. She looks old, man. She looks old. I think she's this is coming off. Um, yeah, she's 30. She's not that old. She looks old. Let's put it there. She had an Achilles injury a couple years ago. She looks old. She doesn't look the same. I am very skeptical of this New York Liberty team because this is the time for um, Sabrina Ionescu or Ionescu, however you say it, um, to show she's an MVP candidate. She's 27. She's been in those conversations a bunch of times. Never really had the opportunity to win it. I think this is a year that Sabrina could come out and try to win it and really put the team on her back because I really like what I'm gonna stand up and say I'm one of these people. I'm gonna stand up and say I'm concerned about Brianna Stewart. She just doesn't look the same. She doesn't move the same. I think she's improved a little bit on defense, surprisingly, but in her advanced years. But I just don't. I don't like the way she's been moving. I don't like the way she's. I don't know. Something's off about her, man. Something's off. Something's off about her play. I've been meaning to say that. Talk about the Aces for a little bit here. The Ace, the Aces are in a very weird spot. I compared. I don't know if I said it in my video, but I'm gonna say it now. I compared what the Asia Wilson situation in Vegas to the Giannis situation in Milwaukee, previous to this year, where you have a finals MVP, a regular season MVP, a defensive player of the year, and the team is just kind of okay. It's okay around her. It's just okay. Like, obviously, if you don't know, I should say, if you don't know, Kelsey Plum left to go to the Sparks, so they're down as sixth woman of the year. They did bring in Jewel Lloyd though, who is a who's a great scorer. Um, been in the league a long time, has a lot of experience. But I'm looking at this roster, and this is the first time it's really been in front of me. You got Asia Wilson, you got Jackie Young, you got Drew Lloyd, you got Chelsea Gray, um, great point guard, WNBA champ multiple times. Um, and then you got a whole lot of um you got a whole lot of you got a whole lot of names I don't recognize, whole lot of people that I don't feel are up to the task. Um, Throughout the course of the season, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do if somebody can surprise us and bring something. But man, oh man, it's going to be tough. If somebody, knock on wood, if somebody goes down, um, whether it be Jackie Lloyd or Chelsea, who's been um, injury prone and has looked really good and unrivaled, but unrival's a bit different than WNBA basketball. Um, this team might be in trouble, man. You got to. This team is going to rely a lot on health this year, a lot on health. But for this game in particular, it's going to be ring night for the Liberty. I got to pick against my aces, and I got to pick the Liberty, man. It is very rare somebody loses on ring night. It's embarrassing to lose on ring night. I don't think the Liberty are going to let that happen. The next game for Saturday, opening day, a very hotly contested game, the Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever. Last year, it was a clean sweep for the Fever. I believe they won all the matchups against Chicago. Um, I am not the biggest Chicago Sky fan. I think what they've done with the roster is okay. They brought in some vets, Courtney Vandersloot. Um, Kia Nurse? That's a good one. And then it's a very young team, and I think this is a first year coach. I think yeah, Tyler Marsh, first year coach in the WNBA. It's going to be interesting. From what I've heard from everybody, Angel Reese is going to be more of a dirty work player, not going to have a lot of plays run for, and they're going to try to really push Camila Cardoso as the hub of offense, and I think that's a great step. I think Camila is light years ahead of Angel at this moment. I do have Angel picked for most improved player this year. I think if she can thrive in that role, and everybody's going to be able to see how good she can be, and with minimal touches, she has to make the most of those touches. And if she can make the most of those touches, oh man, it's going to be great. Um, I'm very questionable about this team as a whole, but I think if Angel's in MIP conversations and Camila just keeps on the same trajectory that she has been, I think this is going to be a really good season and a really good game. Moving on to the Fever. Hold on one second. Let me. I think yeah they played. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I just want to see who the Chicago played in the preseason. Moving on to the Fever, however, they made a lot of offseason acquisitions. They brought in Dewana Bonner. They brought in Sydney Colson. They brought in Sophie Cunningham. They brought in Brianna Turner. A lot of vets, moving this team up into. I've seen the odds for them winning the championship. I think that's crazy. It takes a lot in any league for a team to be assembled and win a championship immediately. It doesn't happen. I think this is going to be a great stepping stone year for this team, though. Um, I have a few concerns, especially about opening night. Caitlin Clark is dealing with an injury. Nothing too crazy, but it is affecting her play a little bit. Sophie Cunningham did sustain an injury, an ankle injury, in the preseason, and she was seen walking around in a boot. I don't know if she'll play in the opening night. I think it'd be a huge blow if she doesn't. Whatever you think about her, she's a good player, dirty work player, can get it going on offense, and that's what this team needs. This team needs offense. My biggest concern is about their head coach Stephanie White and how she's going to run this offense when certain players are out. Because it's one thing to run your offense when you have your pieces, when you're working all off season in mini camp and in preseason, and you're going to run the offense. It's going to look beautiful. It's one thing that's to do it and it look good when you have everybody. It's another thing to try to do it when a couple people are out. When this person's going to have to play more, that person's going to have to play more. Um, I have a few questions because I heard somewhere that Sydney Colson, they brought her in to be Caitlin Clark's backup point guard. Um, Sydney Colson was on the Las Vegas Aces for a little while. I got to watch her, or more likely, I didn't get to watch her because she didn't play that much. Sydney, I don't know whose idea it was to bring Sydney in and be like, she's gonna be a full time backup. She, she's not, bro. She's 35. She's not that good, dude. I'm sorry, she's not that good. Like, I thought they brought my thought process when I saw her on this roster when they acquired her. I was like, oh, she's gonna be a vet. She's not gonna play that much, but she's gonna bring some veteran energy to the locker room. They wanted her to actually play at 35, 5'8". That's crazy to me. It's crazy. You need somebody who really can back up Clayton Clark because Clayton Clark's going to be logging a lot of minutes. You needed somebody better. I don't know. I didn't know that till like today. I was watching something this morning and they were like Sydney Colson was supposed to be the backup. In what world? In what year? 5 years ago? No way, dude. Come on. And the other thing for this team, watching a little bit of preseason and hearing stuff, and I thought I was the only one who saw it. Aaliyah Boston has added nothing to her post game, almost nothing. It's the same turn, shoot over, shot. It's the same thing from last year. I don't know if she's just going through the motions because it's preseason. Preseason is when you should probably show off your moves and work a little more. But if Aaliyah Boston hasn't improved any of her post game, she might get benched in some of these games, man. Because you have Dewana Bonner now, you have Brianna Turner. She might be on the bench for some of these key moments if that's all she can do. And I had her in defensive player of the year conversations for this year. But if all she's going to bring is defense and she's going to continuously get a shot block like she did last year, and she just has the turn, the post turn, fire over, nah, man, we can't do that again. That's unacceptable. Um, and the last game for um, opening day, Seattle visiting the newly assembled Phoenix Mercury. I'm surprised this is an opening night game. There's some history here, obviously, with the retirees of Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. There's some history here between these two teams. I, 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 I got it. I'm gonna say it right now. I really don't like. I like the construction of this Mercury team on the fly to um, bring in a Satu Sabali, and bring in a Elisa Thomas. I like it. I like the turnaround. I think the turnaround's great. I don't think this is a real competing year for them, and I have a lot of questions about the team. I just don't know what they're gonna do this season. It's such a crapshoot to think what they're gonna do. And with that being said, I think the Storm are a little underrated. I don't think they're gonna be the best team or one of the best teams. They got a lot of vets on this team, man, and they got Dominique Mongola, who I have picked for Rookie of the Year. They got some stuff here, man. I think they can be pretty good. I don't think they're gonna be great. I don't think they're gonna be maybe fighting for a playoff spot, but I think overall the Storm could win their opening night game. I think there's a very good chance. Um, so yeah, that's it. That's it for opening night, May 16th, and that's it for opening day, May 17th. There's a bunch of WNBA basketball coming up. Obviously, the NBA is my priority right now. We're moving into the conference finals. We're moving into the NBA finals at the end of the month. Um, that will be my priority. But once that ends, it's full steam ahead for the WNBA. Expect a lot more content. I have a whole WNBA playlist if you want to check it out. I'll put it somewhere in the top right corner. Just click it, check it out. Click on a few videos, watch them. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.